Hey everybody, Brian Boyle here, and welcome to episode 40. Man, 40, flying by here, of the Mesh Tongue. And so we need to do something in honor of episode 40. So somebody leave a comment, the first person to leave a comment, we'll send you something that I'll email you or whatever, and we'll send you a free gift. But today I want to talk to you in continuation of yesterday's video of the mesh tongue of the hip flexor. So yesterday was kind of part one, showed you some anatomy, talking about the hip flexor and the reciprocal inhibition, or how it can kind of close down on the glutes, not allowing them to actually extend the hip, decreases your running efficiency, and so on. So today I wanted to show you a couple of different exercises that I think can really be of benefit. Again, the goal with these is not to have you doing a ton of exercises out, in place of your running. So if your goal is running and that's your primary activity, and you're spending already an exorbitant amount of time out there, these are designed to basically get you the most bang for the buck. They're easy enough to do. You can always add resistance to them later, but I'm going to show you, and I'm just going to take you through a couple of the quick exercises. They'll really kind of target in on the glutes, and like I said, they're easy enough to do. What you'll do is you'll set a timer for 1 minute. You'll do the activity until the timer goes off. If you feel like you can do it again, go to a second by 1 minute, all right, and then a third by 1 minute. And you can do these. You can do these daily if you're feeling really, really weak. And the stretch, I'll show you one stretch, kind of a variation. Yesterday I showed you the chair. I'll show you what you can do on the side of the bed here. But again, these are not designed to be your full workout. These are designed to be supplemental. So somebody that's having some issues with the hip flexor, or they feel like they're just really tight, these exercises will start to fire the glutes. You do these long enough, I'd say probably 6 to 8 weeks. Bare minimum. You're going to be better off going 8 to 12 daily, okay, where you're going to do these exercises every day. And don't worry about, since they're body weight exercise, don't worry about overdoing it unless you start having some issues. But reality is, you do these 8 to 12 weeks every single day. After that, you can kind of break it down to 1 to 2 times a week after that. So first thing that we'll do is just really stretch the hip flexor, so you can bring your leg up onto a bed. Okay, you want to try and have the leg and hip flat with the bed. And I know I'm wearing black pants and a black table, and that's okay. But the goal is to just kind of come up into almost a cobra pose, but you've got the other leg off the side of the bed. Okay, so you're holding this 30 seconds to a minute. The longer you can hold that pose, the better. Maybe you can see this a little bit easier on this side, okay, where the leg is back and extended. I'm trying to keep the hip flat on the table, and then I'm arching my back. So we're stretching the hip flexor out with that. Next one you're going to do is get onto all fours. Okay, you're going to try and keep the tummy nice and tight, back flat. You're going to bring the leg extended straight behind you. You can draw small squares. Okay, don't worry if you're drawing parallelograms or triangles, until you get that motion, but you're literally just drawing in air a square, holding that leg up there for 1 minute. Then again, you could repeat on the other side. Okay, the goal with this is to pretend like you've got a tray on your back and you're not trying to arch your back one way or the other to try and get the leg up there. That may take a little while. If you need to, you can start by just going back and then down, okay, for that 1 minute, but the goal is to get to the point where you're drawing the squares. Next thing we'll do is, again, we're going to fire the glutes. So glute medius, you're going to want to come up, the old Suzanne Summers. For those that are old enough to remember, really good exercise. You're going to want to lead with the heel. Okay, so kind of point the toe inward, lead with the heel. You want to make sure the hips are rolled far enough forward. Okay, that way you should feel that exercise right in the back pocket. Again, 1 minute, most people will be burning out. You'll see smoke coming off this hip. No worries with that. Last but not least, you're going to do some bridging, okay? Coming up, just lifting up. So you're lifting, I want you to think about focusing on the glutes, so you're pushing up from the bottom, not trying to lift up from the hip flexors. This is the big problem with the form. A lot of people try and lift from here. You want to squeeze and lift from here. You can go to a single leg if that's feel like that's better, okay? Again, you're just gonna kind of get that knee to there. You're gonna hold, so up 1, 2, down 1, 2. Those 3 exercises as far as strengthening and the 1 stretch should be enough just to get you to the point where you feel comfortable with the hip flexor starting to loosen up. You should notice it in your running. You should notice that you're not as tight when you get out of a vehicle or get out of your office chair, all right? Get after it. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, what are you doing for, for yourself, for your hip flexors that you've seemed to have found that has worked? Again, leave the comments below so that we can all participate, but you can always send me emails at so it's BRIAN at company5k.com. I appreciate it. And as I always say, don't go hurting yourself to come back, but we'll see you at the next episode. All right, see you tomorrow. Bye.